Chapter 5.3 Side Angle Side Triangle Congruence, or SAS Triangle Congruence. The SAS stands for Side Angle Side. El SAS significa lado, ángulo, lado. Lado, ángulo, lado. Alright, so last class we went over ASA triangle congruence, which was angle, side, angle. In this class, it's going to be the same exact thing, except instead of angle, side, angle, it's SAS, which is side, angle, side. Okay, the side, angle, side triangle congruence theorem. All right, so as it says here, if two sides and the included angle of one triangle are congruent to two sides and the included angle of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. In plain English, all right, in order for these two triangles to be congruent means that all the sides are equal, all the corresponding sides are equal, and all the corresponding angles are equal. But if we don't have all of that information, however, we do show that two sides and the angle in between them, side, angle, side, I'll say it again, two sides and the angle that they share in between them are congruent to the other triangle, two sides and the angle that they have in between them, then with just that information, we can confirm that the entire triangle is congruent to the other triangle. That means all the sides are equal and all the angles are equal, even though we don't have the information of the side that's missing or the angles that are missing. Okay? And that's by side, angle, side. If you look at the picture, side, angle, side. Over here, side, angle, side. The angle has to be in between the two sides for this to apply. Once again, because this is important, the angle has to be in between the two sides in order to be congruent by the side angle side theorem. All right, it has to be in that order: the side, then the angle in between, and then the other side. Let me repeat that in Spanish before I fill out these fill in the blanks. En la última clase aprendimos un teorema similar a este, que era el teorema de ángulo, lado, ángulo. En este capítulo es la misma cosa, pero con un teorema un poquito diferente. Este es SAS, que significa lado, ángulo, lado. ¿Ok? Así que esto se usa para confirmar que dos triángulos son congruentes. Cuando dos triángulos son congruentes, eso quiere decir que todos los lados correspondientes son congruentes. Y todos los ángulos correspondientes son congruentes. Si miran este diagrama, aquí no tenemos toda la información de cuánto miden todos los lados ni cuánto miden todos los ángulos. Pero sí tenemos la información que este lado, este ángulo y este lado son congruentes a este lado, este ángulo y este lado. Con solamente esa información podemos confirmar que los dos triángulos son congruentes por este teorema de lado, ángulo, lado. Para que este teorema aplique a esta situación, tiene que estar en esta orden. El ángulo tiene que estar entre los dos lados. Así que por eso es lado, el ángulo en el medio y el otro lado. Tiene que ser así para poder aplicar este teorema. All right, let me fill in the blanks. Look for congruent corresponding parts. So segment JL corresponds to which segment? All right, JL is the one that has 46 inches long. So it goes with this one, which is 46 inches long. And I would write it in this order, MP. Oops. All right, MP. Why in that order? Because notice that where the J starts is where the 37-degree angle is. So I'm going to do it the same way here. Where the M starts is where the 37-degree angle is. I'm going to write it in that order. Donde empieza la M es donde está el ángulo de 37 grados, igual que aquí. Donde empieza la J es donde está el ángulo de 37 grados. Por eso lo escribí en esa orden. Segmento MP. Para seguir el mismo patrón. Alright, so because JL equals MP, and they both equal 46 inches. Now, what side corresponds to MN? MN is the one that has 74 inches. All right, so that would be JK. because JK equals MN, which equals 74 inches. Okay, now the only thing left is the angle. Angle J, I'm going to assume this is what they mean. Angle J corresponds to angle M because angle J equals angle M, which equals 37 degrees. Two sides and the included angle of triangle JKL are congruent to two sides and the included angle of triangle. All right, let's keep it in order. This is in alphabetical order. JKL, JKL. All right, it goes from the 74 inches to this angle that has nothing and this side that has nothing. All right, so it should be M and P. Yeah, it is. M and P. If you write that in the wrong order, you're going to get it wrong. So triangle JKL is congruent to triangle MNP by the SAS triangle congruence theorem. Fíjense en la orden de las letras. Siempre tienen que poner la orden de las letras correcta. El lado, cada letra corresponde, cada letra corresponde a la otra letra en el otro triángulo y cada segmento al otro segmento en el otro triángulo. Así que la orden de las letras tiene que reflejar eso siempre. Si escriben la orden de las letras mal, te lo va a marcar mal la tarea. All right, so there are your answers. All right, so here's an easy problem. Determine whether the triangles are congruent. Tenemos que determinar si los dos triángulos son congruentes. As you can see, this angle right here equals this angle right here. Estos dos ángulos son igual, congruentes. And 2.5 is equal to 2.5 and 1.7 equal to 1.7. That's super simple, guys. Yes, they are congruent. Why? SAS. SAS, triangle congruence theorem. Just remember the SAS. Side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. En español, lado, ángulo, lado, congruente a lado, ángulo, lado. This is very important and it's going to keep coming up for the next couple classes and for the exam on these chapters, all right? Again, last class we did angle, side, angle. This class we got side, angle, side. Next class we're going to have a different one. They're all easy. Once you understand one, they're all the same thing. Okay, give me 1 second. I have a knock on my door. All right, guys, let's continue to the next slide here. Sorry for that interruption. Okay. All right, so the same thing. These are easy. You got to learn to do these fast because they're simple. Okay, we're checking to see. Look, since this chapter is on SAS, that's what you're checking for in every problem, okay? So I'll show you how you could do them pretty fast, all right? Como este capítulo es de SAS, lado, o en español, LAL, lado, ángulo, lado, eso es lo que estamos buscando para determinar si los triángulos son congruentes. Se pueden hacer bastante rápido los problemas. All right, so look at this one because this is probably the one that the type that it's easy to mess up if you don't see what they want you to see. All right. First of all, this side equals this side because they're both 2 inches. Okay. This angle, este ángulo, es congruente a este ángulo. These two angles are congruent, and then they both share this side. They both share this side. That means they both have this side equal. Los dos triángulos tienen este lado en común. Los dos. Así que, so now that means I have side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. Make sure you're looking at what I'm doing. Side, angle, side. And on the top triangle, side, angle, side. En el triángulo de abajo, lado, ángulo, lado. Y en el de arriba, lado, ángulo, lado. So, yes, they are congruent because of SAS. All right, now let's look at number 3. Number 3 is the same as number 2. El número 3 es lo mismo que el número 2. Side, angle, and the side that they both share. This side, this angle, and the side that they both share in common. So, yes, because of SAS. Okay? Número 3, tienen este lado en común, porque los dos son 30. Este ángulo es congruente a este ángulo, y este lado que los dos tienen en común, al principio lo dije mal, este lado es equivalente a este lado, este ángulo a este ángulo, y el lado en el medio, los dos triángulos lo tienen en común, así que son congruentes por lado, ángulo, lado. Lado, ángulo, lado. All right, let's look at this one. This one's going to be no, because this angle is 90 degrees and this one is 95 degrees, okay? Este es no, porque este ángulo es 90 y este es 95. All right, number 5 is going to be yes, because of SAS, and I'll show you why if you don't see it. This side is congruent to this side. If this angle is 90 degrees, that means because this is a straight line, this one also has to be 90 degrees, and they both have this side in common. So yes, because of side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. En español, si este ángulo es 90 grados y esto es una línea recta siempre mide 180 grados, así que este también tiene que ser 90 grados. Así que sí son congruentes por lado, ángulo y este lado que tienen en común los dos triángulos. Lado, ángulo, lado. All right, there are your answers. All right, now these have algebra in them, all right? Estos tienen álgebra. All right, so find the value of the variable that results in congruent triangles, all right? So as you can see, in order for these two triangles to be congruent, they got to have SAS. SAS. That means this side has to equal this side in order for the triangles to be congruent. So that's how I'm going to set up my equation. This side has to equal this side. So that's what I'm going to write. 2x has to equal x plus 4. And I got to find the value of the variable. ¿Ok? Para que estos dos triángulos sean congruentes con la información que nos dieron, que es lado, ángulo, lado, lado, ángulo, lado. Ok, ya este lado es igual a este ángulo es igual a este, así que lo que falta es que este lado sea igual a este lado. Así que eso es para que sean congruentes. Así que eso es como voy a escribir mi ecuación. Ok, 2x tiene que ser igual a x más 4. Ahora miren qué fácil es esto. Move x to the left by subtracting it. So I get 1x, and I don't write the 1. That's it, I'm done. Whoa, look how simple that is. Yeah, ahí tengo la respuesta. All right, same thing over here. Side, angle, side, side, angle, side. So this angle has to equal this angle. So that's how I'm going to set up my equation. Esto es lo mismo que el número 6, pero con los ángulos. Los ángulos tienen que ser congruentes. All right, so I'm going to move 2x to the right by subtracting it from both sides. Resto 2x de los dos lados. So that's going to give me 2x equals 14. Now divide both sides by 2. These twos cancel out. So x equals 7. Easy stuff, man. Easy stuff. All right. Now the last thing left to do is just to go over 2 quick proofs that you're going to see on your homework, okay? Voy a repasar 2 pruebas fáciles que van a estar en la tarea. All right. So it says write each proof. Here they have a proof in paragraph form, okay? Aquí está la prueba en forma de paragraph, okay? Write a proof to show that the 2 halves of a triangle window are congruent. You know what? Let me just let's read this because I think it's better. Given that segment BD is the perpendicular bisector of segment AC, prove that triangle BDA is congruent to triangle BDC. So if this line right here, segment BD, is the perpendicular bisector of segment AC, how can you prove that this triangle equals this triangle? All right? Te están dando la información que el segmento BD es el perpendicular bisector del segmento AC. Así que es perpendicular y el bisector que va por el medio. Y tenemos que comprobar que el triángulo BDA es congruente al triángulo BDC. All right? So, look, before I look at this, all right, 2 things. If this is what the paragraph is going to explain, but I'd rather you listen to me in regular plain English, all right? If this is the perpendicular bisector, if this is the perpendicular bisector of AC, that means that this side, this segment equals this segment. This segment has to equal this segment. And if it's perpendicular, perpendicular means it creates a 90-degree angle. So if this is a 90-degree angle, this is also going to be a 90-degree angle. And then they have this side in common because of the reflexive property. Reflexive property means segment BD is going to be congruent to segment BD. All right, so honestly, I hate this little paragraph form. I think it's easier to see when they list it, but whatever. Let's just look at it. It is given that segment BD is the perpendicular bisector of AC, given. By the definition of a perpendicular bisector, AD equals CD. That's the first thing I said. Because that's a perpendicular bisector, AD equals CD. Porque esto es el bisector perpendicular, AD tiene que ser igual a CD. Which means that AD is congruent to CD. Okay? And if BD is perpendicular to AC, if you look at the picture, it makes sense. If BD is perpendicular to AC, that means that angle BDA and BDC have to be congruent right angles. Okay, que es lo que yo dije. Si BD es perpendicular a AC, que eso es lo que quiere decir esa T boca abajo, okay, ese signo. Okay, eso quiere decir que ángulo BDA tiene que ser congruente. Bueno, déjame decirlo mejor. Ángulo BDA y ángulo BDC tienen que ser ángulos de 90 grados. Okay, y son... and the last step, if BD is congruent to BD by the reflexive property, that comes up a lot. Like I've said before, when a segment is congruent to the same segment, that's always the reflexive property. You're going to see that a lot throughout the year. Okay? Este segmento los dos lo tienen en común, así que el segmento BD es congruente al segmento BD por la propiedad reflexiva, que eso lo van a ver mucho durante el año. Siempre cuando un segmento es congruente al mismo segmento, es la propiedad reflexiva. So we got side, angle, side, side, angle, side, lado, ángulo, lado, lado, ángulo, lado. So the triangles are congruent by the side, angle, side, triangle congruency theorem. Let's look at another proof. This is the last thing and we're done. All right, this is the last slide. Este es el último que tenemos que mirar. All right. Yeah, the answers are there. So given that CD, segment CD, where is CD? All right here. Here's segment CD. All right, segment CD bisects. That means it goes through the middle. Okay, está bisectando, segmento CD está bisectando segmento AE, así que va por el medio. All right, so pause right there. If CD bisects segment AE, that means that this segment equals this segment. Because if this red line is going through the middle of segment AE, that means AB has to equal BE if this is the middle. Okay, si el segmento CD va por el medio del segmento AE, eso quiere decir que el segmento AB mide igual que el segmento BE si este punto está en el medio. Okay, esto tiene que medir igual que este lado. All right, now here it tells you the same thing but with the other one. Aquí dice lo mismo pero con la otra línea. AE is this line. Let me use blue. All right, so AE is bisecting segment CD. So that means same thing, that this segment right here, segment CB, has to be equal in length to segment BD. Okay? Si el segmento AE está bisectando el segmento CD, eso quiere decir que si esto está en el medio, el segmento CB tiene que medir igual que el segmento BD. You know what? Let me put two lines here because that's the correct way to do it. Déjame poner dos líneas aquí, que eso es la manera correcta de escribirlo. It didn't come out too good, but whatever. Okay, so we got side, 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 side. We're missing the angle. These two angles are going to be congruent because they're vertical angles. Okay, estos dos ángulos son congruentes porque son ángulos verticales. Side, angle, side, side, angle, side. The two triangles are congruent because of the side, angle, side triangle congruency theorem. If you go reading it step by step, you'll see it's telling you exactly what I just told you. All right, but I think it's easier if you listen to me and look at what I was drawing and then look at this, all right? Si leen lo que está diciendo aquí, es lo mismo que yo le acabo de decir, pero creo que es más fácil escucharme a mí explicarlo y dibujar las líneas y después mirar esto, para que entiendan el concepto de cómo trabaja esto, cómo se hace la prueba. Alright guys, another hopefully short lesson. I'm trying to make them short while I can, to not burn you guys out, and to save the long video lessons for when they're necessary, because there's a lot to cover. But these lessons are easy, so I'm trying to make them short. Alright, the assignment is in the student portal. It's due, like always, before 6 a.m. the next day that you have my class. La tarea está en el portal de estudiante y como siempre lo tienen que entregar antes de las 6 de la mañana del próximo día que tienen mi clase.